There we are, my famous impersonation of Mo Farah running along the beach of Ardrossan. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live in the Loft at Susan's house, where we are every Friday. Here, me, myself, and because it's very difficult to get anybody to with the circumstances and all this COVID and stuff. So I thought I'd sit down tonight because I'm getting a wee bit old, you see, and my bones are getting weary. So we've got the boys here tonight. We've got Big Jock Coleman, and we've got Higgy here, the lawman, is here with us, helping us out. So, yeah, I want to start off with this song, but I want to tell you a wee bit about the song. First of all, most people that know me know that I was managed by the great Miles Copeland for quite a few years, and he asked me to write a song about a belly dancer, or really about a cowboy who fell in love with a belly dancer, and I did. And it was supposed to be for one of his artists, a Nashville country singer, and it ended up being, he ended up, I think, parting company with the guy. The song sort of lay dormant for a while. And then I met up with Kenny Rogers. I was asked very kindly by Regular Music, Mark Mackey in Edinburgh, a lovely man, would I open up for the great Kenny Rogers, which I ended up doing 5 or 6 times. And on Kenny's request of asking could he get an album of mine, I approached him with this song, which I really shouldn't have done, because that sort of, they don't like people soliciting material unless it's been spoke about. So it wasn't greeted in the best possible way, but they very kindly, Gene, his personal tour manager, said that he would give it to Jim Mazza, the famous Jim Mazza from Dreamcatcher Management, who looked after Kenny for many, many years, sadly, before Kenny passed away. And they heard the song and absolutely loved it, and said that they would keep it in the ranks for Kenny. And they eventually kept the song in the vault for him. I mean, that amongst, when you think about it, Lionel Richie and his name's going to escape me now, Jock, from the Eagles. Don Henley, who had written also for Kenny Rogers, and absolutely incredible just to be in that field and in that territory is just amazing. And so I met him 3 years later, and I also met him a couple of years ago before he died, when he played in Glasgow. And Phil and I had the chance to play with him a couple of times. And then some of my prouder moments in the music industry are moments like these, when I finished off my gig. Kenny comes on stage in the Armadillo in Glasgow and announces to the audience how good was that young guy, JJ Gilmour. And I thought, what a lovely thing to say. He didn't need to say it. I was so proud because my wee brother was in the audience, and it was him that told me about it. I was in my dressing room. And shortly after that, we got a chance to talk afterwards. And he had said that although he may have known about the song being in his office in Nashville, that Jim Mazza hadn't played him the song, and he asked me to explain what the song was about. So I told him that Miles Copeland had asked me to write it, and it was about a cowboy who falls in love with a belly dancer. And Kenny said, "My God, that sounds like the kind of song I should be doing." And I said, "Yeah, me too, Kenny." So God rest his cotton socks. We'll dedicate this song to the great Kenny Rogers, who sadly left us. And maybe his band could play it slightly better. Preacher said, "Son, it just don't fit, and your friends and folks wouldn't hear of it. Your heart is set and you will not quit till you get her. So you follow her to the eastern sky, you leave the west and your life behind. You love her more than the stars can shine up in heaven. And anybody that knows this song will know that that's the wrong words right away. Oh, but how do you fit a square dance to a beat that doesn't go? How do you sell a romance to a world that doesn't know? How can we be together? We're a million miles apart. How do you say I love you from the heart? So you saddle up and you head for Vegas. It's a 10-day ride, but you know you'll make it. You gotta go to the Flamingo show just to see her. You can tell her there that she's heaven sent. You can reach inside her with your own lament. Gotta let her know that you're so hell-bent that you need her. Oh, but how do you fit a square dance to a beat that doesn't go? How do you sell a romance to a world that doesn't know? How can we be together when we're a million miles apart? How do you say I love you from the heart? I'll get that right, yeah? Gonna do it again just to annoy you. Just to prove I could get it right. And then you see a sign in this beauty's dance that the cowboy kid has a real chance. This love could slip like a grain of sand through your fingers. You could follow her to the eastern skies. You'd leave the west and your life behind. 'Cause you love her more than the stars can shine up in heaven. Oh, but how do you fit a square dance to a beat that doesn't go? How do you sell a romance to a world that doesn't know? How can we be together when we're a million miles apart? How do you say I love you? Oh, and how do you say I love you? How do you say I love you from the heart? For the great Kenny Rogers, up in the sky, or wherever we go when we leave this COVID planet that we're on. The Cowboy Lament. So it was a great compliment to have the great Miles Copeland ask you to, just to be in Miles's company was something special. And really special for me, just special memories. And I know a lot of this would sound like you're name dropping and stuff, but they were really sincere moments to me and meant a lot to me as a young songwriter from Coatbridge. The Cowboy Lament, and you can find that on The Boy Who Didn't Fall and all my other albums if you visit my website, so I suppose you'll know what the address. Tonight, as you know, we're doing Live in the Loft from Susan's house, and we it's free for you to watch, and you don't have to donate. It's entirely up to yourself. We are not forcing you to donate anything, nor do we think that you should. But if you would like to, it can come up on the screen now. I think Craig's put it up on the screen. So it's the PayPal, whatever the address is up there. And if you can donate to the show to keep the show going, that would be great. It just helps us keep the running costs going, helps keep me in food. Craig likes an espresso. Big Jock's quite a greedy big bastard. He does a bit of munching. So we had some nice food earlier on. We were socially distanced, but Jock struggled to get the big submarine sandwich through his mask, which was quite difficult. But he managed it, the greedy big bugger. And Mrs. Coleman, he's a lovely boy. So yeah, I'm going to go to the piano now. Put that old guitar down. The one that was very, very kindly given to me by John Cooper, the lovely John Cooper, who's a great songwriter. So, yeah, it's a beautiful old Martin guitar. For anybody that's interested in guitars, it's a lovely old Martin guitar. And it was very, very kindly given to me, or bequeathed, I think is the word. Is that the right word? Bequeathed? Is that right? No? Nobody's... Restored. What? Restored. Well, that could be that. I don't know what Jock's saying there. Anyway, it was given to me by John. Let's see if we get any messages in. Have we got any messages? Danny Anderson, I love the opening scenes. Awesome. Awesome's not spelt not with a P, Danny. That's Opsme. You're writing like I do. But lovely, thank you, Danny. Lorraine McCarran, the start of the weekend now begins. Alison Bissett says, such a great intro. Just finished watching Karima France's virtual live gig. Perfect timing, sounding fab. Tony Dignan, message retracted. He must have put in shite. Oh no, he didn't. He put in great start, Drinky. You need to get the brush up to the loft. Oh yeah, for sweeping all the names. You're right. So welcome, welcome. So yeah, just a couple of things to talk to you about. One or two wee things. I'm going to play a couple of songs later on, but I want to say a very quick, belated happy birthday to May McNamara, who was 24 today. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Where does the years go, May? We'll never know. 24. I also want to say hello to my dear friend Elaine Smith, who was the lovely Deputy House Speaker in the Scottish Parliament. As a great... Jesus Christ, you're right, Tony. I will need to get that brush if I sweep any more names. This is getting ridiculous. But Elaine Smith is retiring in May, I believe, next year. She's been a Labour politician for many, many years through in my home place in Coatbridge and stuff. So lovely, 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 Elaine. Enjoy yourself. Oh yeah, Danny's just corrected his spelling. Very good. Very good, Danny. Yeah, so that's as many messages. We don't have a lot of messages in. I want to also, before I forget, just ask you again about some bikes. I know we're getting close to Christmas and I know we're all busy and stuff, but Pablo Handlebar has, although he's got some bikes and I'm storing bikes for Pablo, he would like some more bikes and we would like some more bikes. So if you get any bikes to give us, just get in touch. You can get in touch directly with Pablo at pablohandlebar@gmail.com, and you can also text or email me at jjgilmour@gmail.com. Yeah, any bikes, and we'll give you a Pablo t-shirt, lovely Pablo Handlebar t-shirts, and we've got lovely sweatshirts arriving too. So. Yeah, we'll get you one of them. We'll get one sent out, which is a lovely thing. Yeah, so I'm going to now, I think I'll probably do another song. I don't know if at this early stage, if we've got any requests. Caroline K, how are you? Great stuff. So glad I could come along this evening. You're more than welcome, Caroline. Alan Doak says, damn, late again, but caught the end of the fabulous Cowboy Lament. Well, see, Alan, you need to get out of your bed, son. I keep saying to these people. Oh, my lace is loose. Stay here. Stay with me. I've got a loose lace. loose lace about this place. There's a loose lace about this place. Yeah, so what did we say we were going to do? What other song were we going to do? Yeah, I think we'll do this. We'll do this song. This is I was speaking to a few people during the week, and we've been talking about Dancing Shoes, the George Best musical, which again I was very, very proud to be involved in. And I was speaking to a couple of the actors. Just were texting one another. Paddy and Packy, who are lovely guys. Paddy played many great parts in Dancing Shoes, the George Best musical, and so did Packy. So I'll dedicate this to them and all the cast that were in Dancing Shoes when it first started in Belfast. And Pat Gribben and I took it to Mary Jones to see if she would work with us on it, and she then in turn approached Martin Lynch. And before we knew it, we had all these lovely people, and there was a big opening night, and a photographer came. I was standing outside the Opera House in Belfast, one of my proudest moments, and Angie Best, George's wife, asked me, did I smoke? And I said I didn't. So her and Callum Best came out to have a cigarette outside the theatre, and I went out with them. And she said, do you smoke, JJ? No, I think I've already said that. Do you smoke, JJ? And I said, no. So as we got outside, there was a photographer there. It was a big night. There was lots of people from Stormont that were there, and Martin McGuinness was there, and Peter Robinson, and it was a real proud night for me. George's family, Barbara was there, and her husband, and Norman, and yeah, lots of people. Ian Woosnam came, my dear friend from Jersey. I'm seriously name dropping now. And Sean Bean was there, the famous Sean Bean. He was there in the crowd. He had happened to be in Belfast and came along and saw it. And anyway, it was lovely. It was a lovely thing. But anyway, the photographer said to me, I was standing rough and scruff as I always am. And he said, JJ, he didn't say JJ, he said, excuse me, sir, could you move out of the way to get a wee picture with Angie Best and Callum Best? And I said, no problem, my friend, no problem. So I moved away, and he took the picture. And as he took the picture, he came over and he said, I'm really sorry about that. I think he thought I was an autograph hunter. He says, I'm really sorry about that. There's a big musical on in here tonight. And I said, yeah, I know, I'm the fucker that wrote it. One of them. Mr. Busby, read this, please. Thought my eyes were being deceived. I saw this magic wonder boy. I can't describe my words of joy. Think I found you a genius. Think I found you the one. Think I found you a genius. He twists and turns like he's on air, tackles fights like he don't care. There is nothing he can do. This boy is blessed, I swear to you. Think I found you a genius. I think I found you the one. Think I found you a genius. You could be 6 feet tall, in fact he's small, but this boy's answering to every call. He's 15 now, but he looks like he could pass for 10. cut you off, 'cause this boy's a genuine, real one-off. We may never see the likes of young George Best again. He shines, he shines. He's got a face like an angel, he's ride like a prince. He rises like a salmon and he runs like the wind. We may never see the likes of this young Best again. No, we may never see the likes of young George Best again. Oh yes, I think I've found you a genius. Yeah, I don't read very much at all, really, but I had to do a lot of reading when I was researching for Dancing Shoes, and it was incredible just reading how not only talented George was as a football player, but how educated he was, and how well he had done in school, and he was such a great academic. And he went to, I think, Lisfarna High in Belfast, and then he was kicked out of there because he would be playing truant and he would go into towns and shoplifting so he could get caught, so he could get kicked out of the school because the school didn't have rugby. And I learned all this stuff, and I was doing all this in Jersey, and I did it for about 5 or 6 years before I brought it to Belfast, and I met Pat Gribben, and as the rest is history. And my dear friend Gilbert O'Sullivan was really the reason, because I went to see Gilbert. I had lost a good friend in Jersey, a dear friend, and I was over in Belfast. My young brother and his wife Rosie were kindly looking after me in a difficult time, and Gilbert came to Belfast, and he was playing that night, and we went along to see him, and he said to me, "You should get back writing that musical," because Gilbert had been my neighbour in Jersey. And I had known about the musical, and he was the one that inspired me. And a great player called Nicky Scott, who was playing bass for him that night, he knew Mary Jones, and he made the approach for us, and it was beautiful. It was just a thing of beauty, and it's really one of my proudest moments to see my family, all of my family there, to watch the launch of the show. Sadly, my mum had just passed away. And we kept 2 empty seats. I remember Mary Jones said such a beautiful thing that night. She said, "We'll keep 2 seats in the front row." And I said, "Oh, wow." I was thinking that maybe Mary had someone special in her life that had passed away that she wanted to sit next to. And she said, "No, we'll keep one for your mum." And I said, "Who's the other one for?" And she said, "It's for George." I thought it was lovely. So I'd read all these beautiful things about George and all of this. So I'm really proud of it. Of course, the first song, Dancing Shoes, was used, and that became the title, but that song was never written for the show. That was written about another dear friend of mine, Joe Rooney, in Jersey, and it was written about my lovely friendship with Joe. I often spoke to my friends in Coatbridge and stuff, and we used to say when we were going out late at night, we would make reference to that we were putting our dancing shoes on. So I'm just going to read another couple of messages, and then I'm going to read you a wee bit of poetry. So we've got, is this mic on, Craig? Yeah. We've got a message from Ian Kinnear, watching on the telly and loving it. As good as a live gig. Thank you, Ian. Alison Bissett, a dedication to the late, great Stuart Adamson would be great. 19 years since we lost him. Beautiful man. I spent over an hour and a half today speaking to Mark Brzezinski, the drummer from Big Country, who's a lovely, lovely man. So a dear shout out to Stuart. I never knew Stuart. I met him 2 or 3 times. I had the pleasure of working with Big Country, as everybody knows, or I hope you know. If you didn't know, then I did. I worked with the guys. So yeah, a massive sincere condolences to Stuart's family and all. It must have been a terrible time for them. But a lovely man and a great songwriter and a fantastic band. As I say, I only met him 2 or 3 times, but great. I want to say hello to my dear pal Billy Sloan too, who's been a great help to all of us, and who was one of the guys that informed me about Stuart's passing. Danny Anderson's made a request. He wants I might give in. I'm not sure we'll be able to do that, Danny, but we'll look at it. Request, you say, how about In My Mind? We might try and have a look at that. Sharon Geddes says, can't wait to see Dancing Shoes. Missed the opening, but on now. Watching on my TV also, thank you. Bruce Mackenzie says, stunning, my man. Can't wait for Jinky Bells. Me either. Charlie Gracie, Gid Jinky, G-U-I-D, Gid. That's a kind of Ayrshire word. Charlie's a Coatbridge stroke, Mount Ellen stroke, out that way. So I don't know where he's getting this Gid, Charlie. You get a grip of yourself, son. And Linda Doak says, sounding great, JJ. The picture and the sound quality are fabulous. Thank you very much. So I'm going to read you this wonderful poem from a great book that my dear Joseph Donnelly got me, The Poetry Pharmacy by William Sieghart. And this one's entitled Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. And if you don't know who Maya Angelou was, she was a wonderful woman. She, Oprah Winfrey, and people bowed at this woman's feet. She had a very, very difficult early life, and it's an absolute marvel that she went on to be so successful in life. So this is Phenomenal Woman. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model's size, but when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's in the fire in my eyes, and the flash in my teeth, the swing in my waist, and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, I ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care. Because I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Beautiful. I bought her books, Maya's books, and I passed them on to a couple of people as well. It's beautiful. So our friend William Sieghart said, this is a condition for insecurity. It's also suitable for negative body image, lack of confidence, low self-esteem, feelings of unattractiveness. How we look, or rather how we think we look, is a huge concern for many of us. Women in particular can find their lives dominated by these insecurities. In a lot of ways, this is justified. Our society places a huge emphasis on attractiveness. Attractive people are treated as if they are more honest, more capable, and in some hard-to-define sense, more valuable as human beings. When we consider the impact that this has on our lives, the idea that vanity is no more than a pretty concern becomes ridiculous. Of course we care. But notice that I say attractiveness here and not beauty. As Maya Angelou reminds us in the poem, I like to prescribe for these worries. Attractiveness isn't all about what we are. The precise dimensions of our chins or our waists, but instead are perhaps to a surprising degree about how we are and what we do with what our parents gave us. Our confidence, the sun of our smiles, our vitality and the joy we find in life makes us more attractive than any surgery or fad diet ever could. Allowing ourselves to be brought down by our perceived imperfections will create only a new, far more real imperfection by denying us the greatest cosmetic of all, happiness. This is a poem I would advise absolutely anyone to read before a party. It can inject self-belief like a shot of adrenaline. Whether you want to be a phenomenal woman, a phenomenal man, or just a phenomenal person, Angelou has something to teach you. It's all within your grasp. Her head's not bowed, and yours doesn't need to be either. I mean, that's just beautiful. Thank you, Joseph, for that book. That is just, I love it, absolutely love it. Gary Kane is watching with joy. Great show as always. Love Gary. Thank you, Gary. Charlie Gracie says, watching this in my empty Hill Gigs living room, Jinky. See you back sometime soon. Or see you back sometime. I think that's in Stirling, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I want to also say hello to my dear friend Susie Daisley, who and all the gang in the ICU in the New Vicky. I'm not sure they'll be tuning in. It just depends. They're very busy, as you can imagine, with this COVID situation. So I want to say hello to Dr. Daisley, my dear friend Susie, and all the lovely doctors that are taking care of people, not only with COVID, but many other things that they're in that ward for. Jenny Ryrie says, I love that poem and this book. Amazing, has helped me loads. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome, Jenny, and it's nice to hear from you. So yeah, it's just, these things are great. Just they're little helps for our mental health, and you know, and I mention every week a wee bit about mental health and bad mental health, which I myself and we were heading back, and one of our friends had said on the bus, does anyone know where Stephen and Audrey are going on their honeymoon? And someone said from the front of the bus, one of these single-decker buses, oh, they're going to China. And my dear friend Paul said, oh, that's good. If they don't like my present, they can take it back. Love it. So, Jock, can you take the lead out of that guitar there for me, please? And passes it over. You've been marked down for that, Jock. Mrs. Coleman has been marked down for that. That's if you don't mind, when he gets home, he can get 100 lines for that. There's absolutely no need for that. That's an error. It's an error. Don't let him near Cassie when he gets home tonight. After that, he should have a day without Cassie. Cassie's Matthew's and his mum's new dog. This big American bulldog, beautiful, beautiful dog. Big Cassie. So he's to get a day away from Cassie. So this is Dancing Shoes, and I'm going to dedicate this for Margaret Maxwell, who helps me with my own mental health. A wonderful woman. You can find Margaret online if you need. If you would like to go and speak to Margaret about your own mental health. She's very much a registered counsellor, a wonderful woman, and Margaret was 70 last week. Beautiful birthday. So I'm licking the back of my hand there because it gets dry on the back of these. Not a very, very good thing to do in the COVID world. Since you Holy Moses, what's going on? I'm out of time with this song. My, oh my, just let me be. Let me be. Let me be. Whoa, let me be. Let me be. Let me be. Now I'm finding out what this dancing's all about. And I'll take a step if you take two. and I'm stepping out in my shoes tonight. I'll be down on the floor before the night is through, in my dancing shoes. I'm trying to wear out my dancing shoes, getting too old for the murder and the booze, in my dancing 2, 3, 4 shoes. Yeah. So we're getting ready for Jinky Bells. Okay, come on, catch up. We're getting ready for Jinky Bells. That sorry, just leave it. The headphone amp fell there. Are we good? Are we live on our mic? Yeah. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you some really. This is my favorite. This came out of Susan's other house, and I mean, it does not get any tackier than that. I mean, if that wasn't out the Barras, then it was out Paddy's Market. That actually doesn't even merit a battery. You know, we were talking about batteries earlier on, weren't we, boys? Yep. Are you in for the batteries? So there we go. I think we'll just place that here beside the Spaceman. So that's getting us in the mood for Jinky Bells, and Jinky Bells goes out on Monday, as you all know, or hopefully you all know. So it's a ticketed event, and it goes out. We've got some lovely guests that are here during Jinky Bells. It'll be coming in online, and yeah, we're genuinely excited about it. So tickets can be found at Bandcamp. I don't think we can't put the link up, can we? For the tickets. Craig will maybe get the link up there for you for the tickets for it. But anyway, it's happening on Monday, the 21st of December, and there we go. Thank you, Craig. There's the link. And can they click on that link? No, they can't click on it, but at least you guys can see it. So that's Monday, the 21st of December, 9 p.m. We're live on Bandcamp. And Craig, will that be streaming through YouTube as well? Oh, no, it won't be. No, it's just on Bandcamp itself. So you go in and you sign. They give you a free account and then you sign up, and then we'll be going live on Bandcamp. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that. That'll be like an hour and a half or so, however long it takes for me to talk the unadulterated quiche that I talk. And if you're in France, quiche is merde. Le merde. So I think, hold on, I'm just going to go back here a sec. Just going to check my little black book to make sure that I haven't missed any. I think we've covered everything. Hopefully, Big Mark Brzezinski is tuning in tonight because it was lovely. I was speaking to both him and Josh Phillips. Josh was the keyboard player for Big Country, who went on to write the theme tune for Strict to Come Dancing. How cool is that? So that's lovely. I think we've said all the hellos. I want to say hello to my wee brother and his family in Belfast who may be tuning in. And we got a lovely message from Belfast from the lovely Kenny Shields, who was prior manager of Kilmarnock Football Club. Kilmarnock, and a lot of people in Europe think they're called Kilmarnock Nil. That's an old Billy Connolly joke, isn't it? Jock, you can choose the song we're going to go out with tonight. I would think about it, because you could get yourself into a lot of trouble. You could think about it, Craig. Aye. He's not the slightest bit interested. He's like, don't like your music anyway, you know what I mean? I'm only here for the sandwich. So yeah, let's see a couple of messages. We'll read a couple of messages out. Hold on. Can we get that off without all the confusion? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I keep meaning to mute that stupid thing. Yeah. So, oh, Danny Anderson, your headphone amp's not working. Your Sennheiser headphone amp isn't working. That's why I can't go wireless. So, so let's go through some of the messages here. So PJMC61, I don't know who that is, just said, "Hi, Jinky." And my cousin Jim Glenn from Canada, who's living in England, has said, "How you? I'm back in the house. Oh, wait a minute. I haven't been out it, eh? Nobody has. Cousin Jim Slob." Right. Okay. Caroline K says, "Love Maya, when great trees fall. We can be and better." Oh, right. Okay. That's a Maya Angelou. It says, "Love Maya, when great trees fall." Sorry. "We can be and better, for they existed." Sorry, I'm not a very good reader, but I've done my best there. Sorry. Okay. So, is this the new night out? LOL from PMG, whatever that is. Linda McNeil, "Great show as always. If possible, could you play Believe Me Now?" Well, that could be a song to go out with, yeah. Hope that's the title, and indeed it is. Dorothy Goose said, Maya Angelou, the lady on the bus. Wonderful woman with a wonderful set of values. Okay, thank you. David Westwood said, "Great to see you performing your songs, but we can't wait to see you live again. Still got our tickets for the Woodside Hotel in Aberdour." Well, I hope we can perform there soon, my friend. Dorothy Goose says, "P.S. Jinky, it's Ash, Mrs. Woman, enjoying the show. Hope you like your wreath." I did, thank you very much. I got a wreath tonight at the door that was left for me. Thank you very much. I thought it was a burglar, and I was out there with a small hammer earlier on because the door rang and then there was nobody at it. So it says, "Got my ticket, can't wait till Monday." So it's Will 7H, Will, I don't know who any of these people are. "Put batteries in it," Danny Anderson says. The cheek of it, Craig, do you hear him? Yep. Lewis Anderson says, "Great work, Matthew and Craig. Looking great tonight, enjoying the show, Jinky." Thank you very much, Lewis. So yeah, oh yeah, we haven't done that yet. I bought that, and that's the first time I've ever been able to use it. I was going to... What happens is when the guests come up, Matthew, can you swing your camera around to the loft entrance there? So, Craig, are we on this other mic here? Yep, good man. So the loft entrance, Matthew's going to swing his camera around here to the loft entrance. Well, I pulled Danny Anderson's thing all over the place. Oh, it's yours, actually. So the loft entrance is there, that's where the guests are going to come up, and that's going to be full of smoke. And then these lights go on. These lights go on when the guests come up. Yeah, we put our police lights on, and it all happens, and then all the smoke all happens, and it's great. And there's Big Jock's cup that he left. Very untidy of you, may I add. Not good at all. That's it. Mrs. Coleman, that's another black mark on his name. So yeah, there's the lights. There we go. And the guests will come up there, and then we'll have a wee seated area in here that we can do all the kind of chatting with and lovely stuff. And we've got the tree already. Jock, can you show the tree? We've got a tree already for Jinky Bells. Thank you very much to Lisa Potts in Saudi Arabia, who kindly donated this tree, has given me this tree for the last 2 years. I borrow. If you'd like to give me it permanently, Lisa, I'll take it. Thank you very much. Hello to the Potts in Saudi, to Big Stuart and Lisa. And I'm like May. I keep forgetting the kids' names. Yeah, it's because my head's working overtime. With I was about to call her Misha, but that's the cat's name. But anyway, the Pottses, how are you? So what else have we got? We've got Ian Kinnear saying, Levi's loving it, watching with... Oh, Levi, young Levi, that's Ian Kinnear's young kid. Brilliant. Hello, Levi. How are you, son? Great mix. A Scottish dad and a Canadian mum. How wonderful is that? Lucky you, Levi. And said, "This is my little bit of Scotland, and it's as near as I can get at the moment. Big Pat in the Lake District." Big Pat came along to see Dancing Shoes in Manchester, and him and I had a lovely night. And they stole a glass out of the Lowry Theatre. Give it back, Patrick. Give the glass back. It'll never bring you any luck. You'll trip over it. I think Craig Watson says, just tuned in. All right, Craig, just tuned back out again because you've missed 50 minutes. Better than Graham Norton. You must have been watching Graham Norton for the last 50 minutes. I'm doing a tribute act to him, and it's a cocaine fiend, and he's called Graham Snorton. And he just snorts his way through the whole TV show, and by the end of it, there's not a bit of him hanging together. So, Craig Watson, you get your act together, young man, and start tuning in earlier. That's no use to us, people, tuning in this late. Anyway, so what else can we do? Oh, yeah, we can have a drink of water, actually. I haven't had a drink of water. So, listen, everybody, please, if you could come along to Live in the Loft, for Jinky Bells on Monday the 21st, this Monday coming. We'll have a whole host of songs. We did a wee bit of this to advertise it. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children, long chord, listen to hear the sleigh bells in the snow. Josh Phillips gave me the chords of this earlier on today, but that's like giving a Russian poetry book to Des Dillon. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, bright. And may all your Christmases be white. Don't know what the falsetto bit was. I quite liked it. Jingle bells, jinky bells, jinky bells, jingle bells, jinky bells, jingle all the way. Yeah, so a little taste of that for Monday, where we're having Jinky Bells. Come and join us. Bandcamp, you can purchase your tickets. Bandcamp, I mean, all you have to do is buy one ticket and you can have the whole household watching it. So for a mere £15 or more, if you'd like to donate it, you can have the whole house watching Jinky Bells in your home and depressing the life out of yourself, thinking, is he at any point going to cheer up that wee laddie? Of course, sadly the answer to that is no, he's not. He's going to jump out that loft door at any moment, or out the Velux window. Speaking of the Velux window, we've been watching Shitty Mick across the way. I've got a lovely new big fence out my back garden, so I can't really see Shitty Mick from the ground floor, but he still is littering his property in Ardrossan and pissing in the wind as he is carefree. Would do himself a wee favour if one washed itself, and never mind washing cars. So get your act together, son. Right, I'm moving, Craig, I'm moving. I'm moving in case he catches up with me, in case Shitty Mick catches up with me. What did we say? What was the request for the last song?
Believe Me Now.
Oh, right. Yeah. So, yeah, I was speaking to lots of people, but we're going to put you have to put a wee shout out to young Tony Mortimer down in London. I think he's still down at Chigwell. Matthew, you never tuned us. Mark down again. Oh, there's a few bad marks for the big one tonight, isn't there? You just cannot get you cannot, Mrs. Coleman, you cannot get the staff. Oh, that's badly out of tune. Oh, that is definitely marked down for that. Oof. Craig, could you turn this one down a little bit because that's louder than the other guy? That's perfect right there. What did we say we were doing again? Believe Me Now, thank you. Yeah, so I wrote this song with Tony Mortimer and a young lad called Mark Dyer and another guy called Phil Edwards who chipped in. And yeah, it was a song to follow up Stay Another Day and some silencer songs that we thought were particularly songs that were lending themselves to you know, to write from your heart, to write emotions. And Tony Mortimer, or Ant as I knew him, is a fantastic young writer, and I know his record is played a lot at the moment. Obviously, Stay Another Day. So yeah, I'll dedicate this to young Tony, and if I'm going to contact him later on this week, and hopefully he'll come on to Live in the Loft one week. So we'll dedicate this to Linda because she asked for it. Easy now, the roads along we walk, and lonely are the days to comfort you. Crazy how we don't get the time to touch, and all those little things, baby, are hurting you. Don't think I don't know about the hopes and plans you made, about the silly things you're thinking when your heart is sinking anytime I come home late. Don't think I don't care, or I don't want to work it out. It's just I'm planning on you, hanging on, you gotta believe me now. Because it's funny how we don't get the time to touch, but in life the only thing that's constant is change. Strange, so many people come and go. They take the innocence we used to know. Don't think I don't know about the hopes and plans you made, about the silly things you're thinking when your heart is sinking anytime I come home late. Don't think I don't care, I don't want to work it out. It's just I'm planning on you, hanging on, you gotta believe me now. You gotta believe me now. You gotta believe me now. The roads are long we walk, and lonely are the days to comfort you. Folks, thank you very much for watching. Good night to you all. Thank you very much to Mr. Craig Higgins and Mr. Matthew Coleman for so kindly helping me out. Because baby, if you got to go away, I don't think I can take the pain. Won't you stay another? Stay now, stay now, stay now, stay now. I don't leave me alone like this. Won't you stay? It's the final kiss. Won't you stay another? Stay now, stay now, stay now, stay now.
Going over to Susan's house. I can't be alone.